Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome back to the MOVIEVERSE podcast, where we review movies in an elongated, spoiler-tastic fashion. Spoiler warning. Not that it's terribly relevant here, but anywho. My name is the Habitual Pixel. This is my co-host, Big Nasty Productions. And today's movie that we're talking about is Ted 2. The, I guess, anticipated sequel to Seth MacFarlane's 2012, I think, comedy. Seth MacFarlane, of course, being the creator of Family Guy and American Dad and other such things. 1,000 Ways to Die in the West as well. Yep. Funny man. And it's starring Mark Wahlberg. Seth MacFarlane, of course, plays Ted again. And, a few others backing up. No Mila Kunis this time around. She's kind of replaced by Amanda Seyfried. Giovanni Ribisi returns as well, and cameos from everyone from Liam Neeson to Morgan Freeman and many others. Yes. So this is a pretty funny movie, not gonna lie. Not great, but it is a pretty funny movie. What did you think of Ted 2?
It was. You're right. It wasn't great, but it was pretty funny. And I mean, compared to the first one, it wasn't as funny because we were discussing this right after we went and saw it. Mm-hmm. It was really kind of one-off every time. It seems like just one-off jokes, one after another, compared to where the first one is a little bit more of a story. There's not as many one-off kind of side jokes. But all in all, it was still pretty funny. A lot of the one-off jokes that they did were definitely were spot on. They were definitely hilarious. I mean, all those kind of little bits with the bit with Tom Brady, that was extremely funny, I thought. And overall, I definitely think it's good, but I mean, as a sequel.
As a sequel.
The end held up better than the beginning half for me because of the way that Giovanni Ribisi's character was included.
That was a good way to fit him in for the ending story.
Especially with the little dance that he does to get caught, Raphael.
If you remember his hilarious dance from the first Ted,
I think we're alone now.
Proves to be his undoing. I think this is funny, but not as good as the first Ted as well. And Seth MacFarlane has a signature brand of humor that's kind of, if you're a fan of Family Guy, you'll know the humor here. And this one feels a lot more like Family Guy style humor, a little bit more well threaded than even the later seasons of Family Guy, which have just kind of gotten stupider and stupider as they go, which is fine. It still makes me chuckle sometimes, but it's okay. Odd time, It's the odd time. I think this is fun, definitely funnier than Family Guy. It feels like a lot of one-offs, the odd cutaway. Feels like a string of jokes, but and less focus on the story. But there is still a story. But it works because there's gags, and they work almost every single one is laugh out loud funny. That's what makes it work.
Oh yeah, the part of the sperm bank is absolutely hilarious.
Yes, there's a great.
There are hijinks that obviously you see everything that's going to happen coming. Mind the pun, but. The fact of the matter is, when Mark Wahlberg pulls the entire shelf of jizz all over him, and it's just splattered all over his face, it gets in his mouth. Oh, I couldn't stop laughing as disgustingly terrible and horrible.
It is just that.
And like I said, it's predictable. A lot of the stuff is predictable, but hey, it was a good time. It's one of those movies that you go to, you don't really give a shit. You just kind of want to turn off, watch a movie. Good for that, definitely.
Yeah, it's great for that. It's perfect for that. That's the Seth MacFarlane's bread and butter, I feel. And the Mark Wahlberg covered in jizz gag was pretty epic on a second viewing. A lot of these one-off kind of gags work pretty well. His gay friend played by Patrick Warburton, and his new boyfriend played by Michael Dorn of Star Trek fame, Star Trek Next Generation fame. That worked pretty well for me. I thought that was a pretty good gag. Of course, the Liam Neeson bit was arguably the funniest thing I've seen in some time. Nothing
I
to
honestly
do with.
think that might have been the funniest bit of the whole movie, including the movie itself, the main premise of the film.
Yes, perhaps. It was awesome. I was laughing so hard. That could have been in any movie, or perhaps even Family Guy, but it was so fucking funny, man. Liam Neeson just, I love it when he acknowledges how goofy his career is sometimes and kind of pokes fun at himself. So that was a great bit. I loved that as well. Other than that, a few Giovanni Ribisi's bit kind of stood out to me. I thought that was rather funny.
I thought he was just as good, if not better, in this than he was in the first one.
Mm-hmm. He's
definitely all in. Yeah. He definitely goes all in each time they do it. I got to give him that.
Yeah, he plays the same character from Ted, being the seriously creepy guy who has an unnatural. Don was it? Yeah. Donnie, yes. Unnatural obsession with Ted. Fresh cakes. Turns out this time around. Yeah, this time around he's a employee for Hasbro, and he's trying to capture Ted for nefarious means to make Hasbro unlimited Teds. Guess we can talk a little bit about the story, the loose bits of things that string these together.
Well, that's what I mean. If it was more, if there's more continuity to how it flowed throughout it, like connecting the story as a longer piece rather than just jumping back and forth and being like, oh, here's a bit of what the story was about again. Because it seems like the actual story was about 20 to 30 minutes long.
Yeah, it was a series of connecting things, like, it was a bunch of setups. I thought an unusually large amount of setup, because it's like Ted's having problems with Tammy Lynn, and they decide to have a baby. They need this sperm, obviously, sperm jokes and Tom Brady jokes ensue, and then trying to get a donor, they were trying to adopt, and then that raises suspicion that Ted is actually just a fucking teddy bear. He's not an actual person. He's property, and then he loses his rights and his bank account, his job, all that crap. So they enlist the help of Amanda Seyfried, being a young lawyer, and
Sam L. Jackson.
Sam L. Jackson, that's a great name. Another funny bit I thought was that one-off about Sam Jackson. She's just clueless about movies, it seems. But she's a young stoner lawyer. Perfect match for Mark Wahlberg and Ted. And she attempts to, get Ted his rights back. And thus ensues this, loose civil rights trial that mixes up with Giovanni Ribisi trying to kidnap him again.
Because he does get declared not a person.
Yeah, he gets declared property, so he has no rights, So that makes up the bulk of the story, and that helps move things along. And it's it's a good story, I guess. It's definitely better than your average episode of Family Guy.
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree with that any day.
Mm-hmm. I think Seth MacFarlane still has a talent for feature films. I'd like to see him maybe end Family Guy and move into feature films full time. I think I'd be okay with that.
Well, that little elaborate dance number they do right off the opening.
That was a bit much. Yeah.
The title sequence. It was impressive, but I mean it was
really well done. But I feel like it was
wrongly placed.
Yes, that's exactly it. Wrongly placed, because I thought it was going to lead to a gag, but it didn't. Seth MacFarlane clearly has a love for performing musicals, show tunes, that kind of shit. He's good at it, and I feel he just wanted an excuse to put in an elaborate dance number featuring a teddy bear. Went on a bit too long. I wish he would just, make a musical like we were talking about. He has a clear talent for dance and music numbers. How many songs are in fucking Family Guy over the years? Many.
Oh, exactly. I mean, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, while they do have a lot longer practice at it seems.
A similar talent.
They have one of the more successful musicals of the last 20, 25 years, I would think, considering how well the Book of Mormon's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I'd really like to see him make one, to be honest, because he keeps trying to slip this stuff into his other work, and he just needs to, go balls out and make the crazy musical that he wants to, and fill it with full of crude humor. Everyone would like it. Thinking of his, was it the Oscars he hosted that one year? Yeah, it was the Oscars, I think so. A couple of years back, but yeah, he clearly has he hosted that awesomely, and he had a bunch of dance numbers and shit in there too. He's good at it. But we're off topic. I think he's a good director, though. I think he's getting better. This is not a masterpiece or by any means, but it's definitely, like you said, turn your brain off and laugh.
And I mean, while it's not as good as the first Ted film that he did, it is still better than, say, 1,000 Ways to Die in the West.
I'll agree with that. I didn't like 1,000 Ways to Die in the West all that
much. I thought there was funny bits, but I didn't think it was. Yeah. But this is definitely better than that.
Yeah, this is also a funny bits kind of movie, but the majority of those funny bits are, generally funny.
Yeah.
So, I think you don't, you might not even need a review for Ted 2, in my opinion, because it's Seth MacFarlane's brand of humor, and most people out there already know if that brand of humor works for them or not.
Yeah, and especially with this, that's about the only way you're going to like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's crude, porn jokes. Oh, another gag I loved was Mark Wahlberg's laptop full of porn. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah.
There's no such thing as chicks with dicks, just guys with tits.
Like, look at the organizational skills. Counterclockwise rim job. Sometimes you want to see the tongue go the other way. Great bits. Yes, there's many quotable good bits, I think, but yeah, I don't know. As for performances, what do you think of Mark Wahlberg? Do you think he plays a good Mark Wahlberg in this movie?
He plays a very good Mark Wahlberg in this movie.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't.
He almost isn't as Mark Wahlberg as the first one. Mm-hmm. He seems a little more kind of tense in some of it, but he does an okay enough job. I mean, it's a movie with a animated talking bear.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He's not. I mean, Mark Wahlberg. He's. I don't dislike his acting or his movies for the most part, but there's the reason he was the only one not nominated for The Fighter, right? He's not exceptional at pulling off ranged characters, and he doesn't need to here. He plays a good Mark Wahlberg. He's just a stoner slacker who's recovering from a divorce and kind of starts a romantic interest with Amanda Seyfried's character, and that's about the long and short of his character. That's all it needed to be. I think he's alright.
In other words, Macaulay Culkin's real life if he could nail Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so, and of course, MacFarlane returns as Ted. I think everyone knows he's a great voice actor. He's been doing it for over a decade. Amanda Seyfried, what do you think about her in her performance?
I thought she did a decent enough job. Again, one people who I think kind of, isn't. Yeah, she isn't exactly outstanding, but I think she's a good enough actress. But I thought she did a good job.
Worthy replacement to Mila Kunis.
Yeah, I thought she was better than Mila Kunis. That's for sure.
I don't dislike Mila Kunis either. She can be pretty good when she wants to, but she was kind of just the nagging girlfriend in the first movie. Not much of a role. I agree that Amanda Seyfried, her stoner mentality,
she had more to it,
and big ass eyes, Gollum eyes, added a little bit more.
Yeah,
to
the jokes with that were just hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And she's not a terribly funny character in it, but the jokes around her are quite funny, especially the Gollum eyes. That made me giggle, and she was pretty good.
When she sees the Gollum, she's like, ah.
Yeah, at the Comic-Con bit.
He's like, ah.
Giovanni Ribisi, like we said, is better. He's arguably twice as creepy. I like him as an actor.
Fresh cakes.
Yeah, fresh cakes in the urinal. That's my thing.
Fresh cakes. Yeah. That'd be a code word. Fresh cakes.
Oh man, yeah, and him dressing up as a Ninja Turtle, as Raphael.
That was awesome.
That was a good bit. I like the ending at the Comic-Con. That was a good way to end it. Who else do we got? Of course, Patrick Warburton, like we mentioned, returns as his gay friend or co-worker, can't remember. And Worf, his cameos as his gay boyfriend. It's kind of like a bit joke. You remember Ryan Reynolds from the first one. Kind of an extension of that, but it's good.
Except instead of not saying a word, he actually talks. And not only that, Patrick Warburton, who played the Tick in the failed TV show, dresses up like the Tick at the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but
Michael Dorn.
Yeah, Michael Dorn dresses up as Worf when they go to the Comic-Con as well. Apparently just to beat up nerds, which is also quite funny.
Up nerds, which is fun. Yeah, seeing him, like, because he looks like the fucking Tick, man. when he's in the outfit, he looks...
Did you get a nose job? He's like, no. A fucking liar.
Yeah, I thought it was a good cameo. I enjoyed it.
He's hilarious. I thought he was funny.
I've always liked Patrick Warburton. I think he's great as a voice actor and as a live actor. And there was a bunch of other cameos by John Slattery, Tom Brady, of course. Cameos as himself, and
his acting obviously is terrible, but I mean,
he's not an actor. You remember him from Entourage? His cameo in Entourage? Yeah, he's not.
In my opinion, possibly the greatest quarterback of all time, but...
Well, yeah, he does have that going.
Not a very good actor.
That's all right. It's kind of just a gag, and it works. It works pretty funny. A bunch of people show up as themselves, including Jimmy Kimmel, Jay Leno, and a few of the guys from SNL. Liam Neeson, like we mentioned, kind of steals the show as like the funniest moment, actually. Patrick Stewart, of course, returns as the narrator. His voice is wonderful. I could listen to it all day. And that's it. Yeah, that's the majority of the cast.
Liam
Neeson, yeah, he would be my vote for easily funniest performance, and he did nothing out of the ordinary for.
He basically was whatever his fucking name is in Taken.
Yeah, he just stopped by on the set, or stopped by from shooting Taken 4, and he's still in character.
Yeah.
He just wanted a box of tricks. Yeah, I think that sums it up mainly. I don't know if there's anything else you want to mention. I think this is a funny comedy. It might not be, depending on how much you like going to the movies. It's definitely not one of those.
It's not necessary.
Yeah,
it's not something I'd say run out and spend 12 whatever bucks it is to see it at your local theater.
Exactly.
I wouldn't say run out and do that. I'd say wait for it to come out on Blu-ray or whatever.
Yeah, it's perfect for like Netflix and whatever. Just throw it on with your buddies or whatever, just as in the background. Surprise! Yeah, that's pretty much how I'd sum it up as well. It's definitely not a Fury Road or an Avengers. You don't need no 3D IMAX bullshit. I don't know. You want to hit it with a rating? If you got nothing else you want to touch on?
I'd say I'd probably give it given the fact that it is a sequel to Ted, and obviously Ted's kind of a silly comedy as well, but
real silly.
Ted had a little more heart to it, I felt, than this one did. This one did have like pieces.
Yes, pieces of heart.
When we were at the point where him and Tammy Lynn were having the domestic kind of squabble inside the apartment, and shit got real for a minute.
Shit did get real for a minute. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I thought it was if they extended that and kind of carried that tone throughout at least a little bit of the movie, I was like, this could be actually pretty decent because of the fact that it's so different.
Dark.
Right? Having him be like what it's like if he was an actual person.
Yeah, that they do touch on that a little bit. I guess it's worth a mention. It's it goes from that stupid ass dance number that is impressive right into like a pretty intense domestic squabble. Yeah. It is Family Guy's signature brand of like uncomfortable funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree that I wish there was a little bit more of that, but still not bad. Yeah.
But all things considered, I mean, it is still funny. It's like I said,
at the end
it's
of
not
the day,
something.
it's funny.
Yeah, it's not something that you gotta run out and see right away or anything like that. I would definitely probably give it a. I would definitely give it a 7. Yeah, I'll give it a 7 because I think I'd give Ted an 8. So.
Yeah, that's about where I'd come in as well. I'm gonna agree with you. 7 and give it 1 as well. That it's it in the same vein as Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I do think Hot Tub Time Machine 2 was a better sequel to the original than this was to its original.
Definitely, yeah. I'd give it a 7 as well. It's worth seeing, but it's not worth rushing out, and probably will come in at one of the better comedies of this year, so it's still worth your time, but maybe wait for it to hit Netflix. Anything else, sir?
No, I think that about covers it, and keep promoting Netflix, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, all of Family Guy and the original Ted is on Netflix. I'm sure it'll be there soon
Oh,
enough.
really? Good point.
Or not, maybe not all Family Guy, but at least
I think that 1,000 Ways to Die in the West is on there too, isn't it?
It might be. Yeah, I didn't really, I didn't like it, so I didn't see the I need to watch it again.
Nah, that makes sense.
It was okay though. But anywho, thank you.
Liam Neeson makes up for that. That's
Yes,
what I want to say.
Man, Liam Neeson's fucking awesome. I don't care what he does. Anywho, this has been the Movieverse podcast review of Ted 2. Thank you for watching. My name has been the Habitual Pixel. My co-host Big Nasty Productions. Links to our channels and our various works in the description below. And thank you for tuning in. Coming up next, probably Jurassic World. Stay tuned for that. See you next time.
Have a nice day.
Bye.